Audio 7.1. 1.
For many years, people have moved to Europe in search of a brighter future and a higher standard of living. In recent years, however, the pattern seems to be changing, with thousands of young people moving from Europe to Africa, Asia, and South America. We spoke to 3 people who have made the move to find out why they moved and how it has worked out for them. Dermot, you're from Ireland, aren't you? But you live and work in the Philippines.
Yes, that's right. I came to the Philippines in 2005 for a job in property, selling office buildings. At that time, Ireland was doing really well economically, and a lot of people couldn't understand why I was going abroad. It was a fantastic opportunity for me, though, as I was quickly promoted to manager when I'd just been a salesperson back in Ireland. The job also came with rent-free accommodation in a beautiful apartment, and everyone was so friendly. And after 2 years, I became a director, so my career prospects have definitely been improved by coming to Manila. I didn't work such long hours in Ireland, it's true, but I didn't get the benefits I have now, like private medical care and great training. And the weather is a lot better.
2.
That certainly sounds like a very positive move. And Maria, what about you?
Well, I'm a qualified architect with a master's degree. But when I was made redundant in Athens, I just couldn't find another job. I used to spend all day ringing people up and getting nowhere. I'd been unemployed for over a year when I decided to try Australia. I still haven't been able to find work as an architect in Melbourne, but I have been able to retrain as a landscape designer, designing gardens instead of houses. It's great being outside so much because the weather's nearly always good. I also have a lot of job satisfaction now. Because I have relatives here, it wasn't too difficult to get a visa. In fact, Melbourne is the biggest Greek city in the world outside of Greece.
Do you think you'll stay as long as Dermot has?
Probably. I really like it here.
3.
And what about you, Joaquim? You're currently working in Luanda, Angola, aren't you? Do you think you'll stay there?
Well, the job is just temporary, for 4 months. But now I'm here, I think I'll stay a lot longer. The working conditions are much better at the moment than in Lisbon, where I'm from. I get sick pay and holiday pay and plenty of time off. My salary is a lot higher as well, although Luanda is a very expensive city these days. In fact, it's now supposed to be the most expensive city in the world. There's plenty of work, though, both skilled and unskilled. Angola has one of the fastest growing economies in the world.
Audio 7.2. 1.
Which is more important, a good salary or job satisfaction?
2.
At work, is it better to obey the rules or to take risks?
3.
Have you ever had a temporary job? What was it? Did you want it to become permanent?
4.
Have you ever had a job where you had to supervise other employees? Did you like the responsibility?
5.
Would you like a job where you had to come up with new ideas or one where you simply followed the rules?
6.
Do you find it easy to think creatively and come up with new ideas? How do you do it?
Audio 7.3.
Leanne.
I'm not sure I understand. Could you explain what you mean?
Well, yes, of course. So you've applied for this job and you want to get this job, but why should we give it to you?
Oh, I see. Okay. You should give me the job because I have a lot of experience that will help your company.
Could you give some examples of that?
Well, to give you a good example, I spent 3 years working in a similar situation in
Parissa.
I'm not sure I understand. Do you mean what job will I have?
Yes. In other words, what are your goals for the next few years? What do you want to do?
Ah, I see. Well, I'm very ambitious. First, I'd like to get some good work experience with a company like yours, and then, in a couple of years, I plan to start a part-time master's course in...
Sophie.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, of course. I asked when was the last time you had a difference of opinion with someone at work? A time you disagreed with someone?
Ah, okay. Let me see. A time I had a different opinion. Well, actually, last month I was working in a project team and I didn't agree with the team leader about the time we needed to complete the project.
And how did you deal with that? What did you do?
Well,
Marina.
Oh, that's a difficult question. Let me think. Well, I suppose I would be something like, an egg. Yes, an egg.
Why an egg?
Well, because an egg is very... Now, what's the word again? Useful. Yes, an egg is very useful. It goes in so many dishes, and it is one of those foods that is eaten all over the world. So, useful, international, and very healthy, of course.
Ken.
I'm sorry, could you explain what you mean?
Yes, of course. What I mean is, what makes you want to work, to do a good job? And the opposite of that, what stops you being interested or working well?
Ah, okay. Now I get it. Well, goals are very important to me. I work really well when I have clear goals. I know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and when I need to do it by.
Could you give some examples of that?
Yeah, of course. One example was when
Audio 7.4 1.
Could you explain what you mean?
2.
Well, to give you a good example, I spent 3 years working in a similar situation.
3.
I'm not sure I understand. Do you mean what job will I have?
4.
Yes. In other words, what are your goals for the next few years?
5.
Could you repeat that, please?
6.
Let me think.
7.
What I mean is, what makes you want to work?
8.
Could you give me some examples of that?
Audio 7.5 1.
Wanting to become rich or successful.
2.
Not willing to let anything stop you from doing what you want to do.
3.
Having special skills or knowledge.
4.
A lot of people have heard their name or know about them.
5.
Putting in a lot of effort.
6.
Very good at doing something.
Audio 7.6.
Get. Completely. Take. Positions. Progress. Risks. Promoted. Different. Think. Make. Creatively. Hire.